Hello, esteemed listeners. Titi Lokwe Fadare is back to your airwave. If you remember last week, Femi Adesina, the presidential spokesperson, prayed for God's grace, saying that the evil forces after President Muhammadu Buhari's administration will lose, and that prayer seems to have been answered. One of Nigeria's greatest enemies is dead. Abubakar Shekau, the leader of bloodthirsty terror group Boko Haram. He blew himself up when evil geniuses like himself captured him. The man who commanded terror and controlled violence is no more. Even though he did not die from the firepower of the Nigerian military, he died when his camp was overrun by other loyalists belonging to another camp, Islamic State West Africa province. In any case, it is Nigeria 1, Boko Haram 0. Nigeria 1, village people 0. Clearly, with ISWAP potential emergence, Nigeria's war against terror just got tougher. I'm sure the military knows this, because he whose house is on fire doesn't search for rats to kill. But then, how more daunting can the war against terrorism be than learning that the Chief of Army Staff, General Ibrahim Attahiru, died in an Air Force plane crash in Kaduna State? A top commander in the war has just died. He died with other gallant military heroes. Where do we go from here? The Air Force airplane crash is one too many within the last 1 year alone. We have seen at least 2 military plane crashes and another disappearance within those periods. Who in the military is not doing his job? The military must find out. As we try to do that, can we also offer some help to the Attorney General of the Federation? His last outing on television suggests he is a loggerheads with logic. Yes, it is troubling when we say the chief custodian of the law of a land is battling to make logical, sound arguments, but
it is what it is. It is what it is.
In reaction to one of his resolutions by the governor of the southern part of the country to ban open grazing in the region, the Attorney General said they had no legal spine to make such a declaration. Rather than stop there, Mr. Malami continued by jumbling incoherent arguments by using words that made Nigerians wonder whether the senior advocate of Nigeria thought before he said them, and if he has the habit of making such reckless assertions. The Attorney General compared the ban on open grazing in the south to banning of spare parts dealers in the north. By that, he ruptured some close gaps between the northern and the southern divide in the country. He is a senior advocate of Nigeria, remember. Nobody can argue with me. He probably missed the class on logic during his university days, and I'm sure he will be pinching himself and cringing wherever he is now over his statements. But if he's not, then what help can we offer really? You must have heard of Hush Puppy. You must have heard of Obi Now KK, and I'm sure you must have heard of Momfa. Even though of them all, only Obina has been convicted for fraud, another alleged criminal has been busted for similar offense. Bidemi Rufai is his name, but he stands out among other cousins of his on the Hall of Shame list. Before he was hurriedly sacked, he was a senior special assistant to the Ogun State Governor, Dapo Abiodun. He was alleged to have fraudulently acquired the identity of over 100 Washington residents to defraud 7 states of their COVID-19 emergency package. What should have been meant for COVID-19 palliative, Lekki Big Boy Rufai, as he is known among his squad, allegedly pocketed it. If he is found guilty, the people of Ogun State may need not to look further for why palliative meant for them never got to some of them. Rufai probably has an explanation to do, who knows? By the way, the governor of Blush and Blaze of Cross River State, Ben Ayade, has formally defected to the ruling All Progressive Congress. He said he likes President Muhammadu Buhari's style of leadership, so he decided to leave the People's Democratic Party. The professor of medicine, who once showed ignorance about virology when he downplayed the use of nose masks to reduce the spread of COVID-19, has now followed the path of his fellow compatriot from Ebonyi State, David Umahi, who decamped about 6 months ago. As the former national chairman of the APC, Adams Oshiomhole, once said, "Once you join the APC, all your past sins are forgiven." Professor Ayade, Nigeria's political born again, welcome to the country's political paradise. But remember, if bitter leaf is called rose flower or vice versa, it doesn't change the fact that they are different. If you like this podcast series, do like, share, and favorite. As always, this edition was written by Yusuf Akinpelu. I am Titilope Fadari. See you next week.